Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by for a visit. Well, we finally got some rain. Like I've been telling most of you, it's been kind of dry around here lately. But we finally, yesterday and through most of the night, got some rains. It got a good soaking and turned off a little chilly, which is normal this time of the year. It's like this bipolar roller coaster of temperatures. It depends on what day of the week is and whether you're going to run the AC or whether you're going to put wood in the fireplace, or how to dress, because, well, that's just the Ozarks in the fall. Anyways, I really appreciate all of you and all the new listeners and the growth. It's real exciting, especially getting to know some of you through the messages that you send all the time. And I am getting overwhelmed. My wife and I are trying to work out a more organized plan so that I don't miss the messages that are being sent to me. But keep sending them, and I will get to them. It's just sometimes it takes a few days to get caught up. While you're at it, if you wouldn't mind, to go ahead and click the subscribe button below, and off to the side there's a little bell icon. If you click on that, you can get notifications of the videos that I put out, which is just about every day. All right, today is not the exciting topic. I talked about this almost 2 weeks ago, and it just didn't get a lot of views. There wasn't, the people that did watch the video seemed excited, but it wasn't one of those videos that, all these people were watching constantly and got a lot of views. But this is probably one of the most important subjects that I talk about from time to time. I know it's exciting and interesting to talk about the latest doomsday subject that's going on around the world, or even cool things that we need to be doing gear-wise. But the reality is, one of the most important things that you can be doing is building relationships and connections with other people, other like-minded folk. There are some out there that still hold on to this lone wolf mentality, that they're better off on their own, not having any kind of connections, relationships, friendships, anything with anyone else out there. If you know anything and have received any kind of training when it comes to survival, you should know that surviving completely on your own is one of the worst things you can do. Your odds of survival greatly diminish when you're doing it all by yourself. Just having one more person multiplies your odds of survival greatly. And while you may not find yourself surviving out in the wilderness over the next months or years, the things that are most likely going to be happening, that has happened in the past and that will be transpiring in the future as this world just continues to go down the path that it's going down, having connections with other like-minded people is going to become more and more vital. One of the things, just as an example, I was talking the other day on the channel a few different times about this big push to unveil a global currency, and for that global currency to be digital. This is not conspiracy. I saw one guy on another channel comment that it's all this conspiracy junk. Conspiracy. This isn't conspiracy. And if it is, it's certainly not theory. It's conspiracy fact, if anything. When the IMF, the World Economic Forum, the United Nations, most world leaders, and if you just look at what most of the financial experts here in the United States, on, regardless of their political spectrum, right now are saying, they are all saying the same thing, that the United States dollar is going to crash and be no more, and there will at some point in the near future, over the next probably 6, 12, 18, 24 months, we will see a global currency unveiled, and there'll be a push to that, And then eventually, if not at first, eventually it will be digital. Once that happens, how are you going to buy, sell, and trade certain things? I mean, you might be able to go to the store, but this old thing of buying used stuff, it's going to radically change how we do that. Buying from local farmers. So developing a network where you can establish a type of bartering system or a rural, local, alternative currency is going to be really important. And the only way to do that is to have connections and to do that now. So how do we do that? That's been the million-dollar question all along. For years, in this world of homesteading and prepping and understanding and being awake of what's gonna be happening most likely in the future, it's always been this question of what is the best way? How do we do it? And I don't know the answer. I'll tell you that right now. But what I'm trying to do is create along with other people out there, is create a platform that you, the viewers, are able to better connect with others. And so I want to show you something that's kind of part of the plan. This is really simple, and this is not just low tech, it's virtually no tech. And I'm going to explain why I've come up with this idea along with some other things that's happening. If I can get my camera to focus, because it's white and it doesn't want to. Obviously, this is a map of the United States. And I have placed some pins, I hope the camera's picking them up, on here. These are not specific locations. These are just kind of represent a general area of the state. Mine is on here, as well as a few other people, not everyone, and this is mostly as examples, and these are people that have specifically said to me through messages and emails that I live in this area of this state, and I would like to be in contact with other like-minded people if you know of any. And so what I'm going to start doing on a daily, regular basis, we are compiling a database that only we will have, control of. This will not have any specific information. So there's no way that even I know your specific details. If you want to be placed on this map, all I need is a first name, an email address, and a general region of a state. If you want to go county, that's fine, but most people just say, hey, southwest, southeast, north central, northeast, central, in the Los Angeles County area, whatever it is. You don't have to get specific. I don't need to know it. I don't care. And what I'll do is I'll put a push pin on that area. And as this goes along, if it takes hold and if you are interested in it, if you see an area, it's like, hey, I live near that one push pin. You can message me and say, hey, my name's Bob, and this is my email, and I live also near such and such area. And you'll know your region because you know it, right? I may not know every area of Montana, but if you see a push pin up in Montana, you'll know, oh, hey, that's kind of sort of close to me, at least in this kind of the same region. I will go and I'll look up the people that I have that listed in that region, and I'll just shoot emails to them and say, hey, I've got a guy, girl, doesn't matter, and I can, this is their email. You guys are on your own at that point to build connections. There's a kind of a reason behind this, and I know some of you are thinking, man, this is kind of a weird way. This is a lot of work for myself if this continues to get off the ground and I start getting a lot of response. My wife and I are willing to commit to this, and we're like I said, we don't need your personal information. Just a region is all we want. The reason is there are message boards and forums and things online that you can join and meet other people. And those are successful to a certain degree. But there are people that they're either not tech savvy, or they just don't want to get on those boards. I don't know what it is. Some people just don't want to do that. And so they just kind of get left out in the cold. And so I'm trying to create a place for those and for others, for anyone that wants to do this. And so if you want to send me a message and say, I'm Bob, I live in north central Montana, boom, I'll put a pin right there and then have your email. You'll go into a database. That's the only things I keep. You know, Robert, or that's the same thing as Bob, isn't it? Bill messages me and says, well, I'm in, northeastern Montana, and I can put one over here and then say, hey, I got this guy over north central. It's a big state, but you never know. I don't know, you might be kind of close. Exchange emails with you, and then you guys, if you wish, can email each other, kind of find out, figure out if that's who you want to meet up with, maybe meet up for coffee someday, and see if this is the kind of person that you want to associate with. Now, I'm not vetting anyone, all right? It's all on you to vet them. Don't go just because I'm sending you an email. Don't just assume this person is perfectly okay. I mean, if I have any feelings because of, well, maybe they've sent me some crazy email in the past, they may not get on the list, most likely. But as long as everything seems pretty up to par on my end, they're going to go on the list. And then it's up to you at that point. If you want to email them, if I give you an exchange of emails, you guys can email them and say, hey, I'm over in this region. Are you part of a group? Do you meet? You can email back and forth, get to know each other, ask questions, try to vet them on your own in different ways. And if someday you choose, because you just, feel and think that everything's working out, if you want to meet somewhere someday and start building relationships, that's fine. This is one way that you can do it. Of course, you all know that I push for moving to the Ozarks because I love the Ozarks and I think it's like the prepper haven. Some of you may know Zach Bauer. He does YouTube videos, has a couple of different channels. Put out one today talking about it. He has a Homestead channel, and then he has kind of a religious channel, and it was on more of his religious channel. He was talking about, which is true, I've done the research, about, some of you may have heard of the woman named Corrie ten Boom. She was famous during World War II. Her family helped people escape the Holocaust and the concentration camps and stuff. She wrote a book about it, became pretty famous back in like the 50s and 60s. Anyways, she wrote another book, I believe, in the early 80s, and she was talking about a prophecy that she had received, talking about how the Ozarks was a safe haven. It will be a safe haven in the last days for like-minded believers. Not going to go into the details of that, but that is the story. Anyways, he was talking about how he feels, because he lives in the Ozarks too, south of me, and how he gets a lot of emails from people. And I know other YouTubers that live in the Ozarks that do the same similar stuff. They get people contacting them. Just today I've been responding to people that are wanting to move here. But you know what? You don't have to live here. Maybe there are other regions of the country that are really good homesteading prepper areas, and maybe you don't even live in one of those. Maybe you're stuck in Chicago and you hate it, but you just can't figure out a way to get out of Chicago. You can still let me know, and maybe there's other people just like you that live in Chicago, and maybe you can work out a network there. The point is we've got to start making connections. I'm going to give you a few other websites, and I'm going to put these in the description below, because if this isn't the kind of thing you want to do, you want to actually get on a message board, groups, whatever, there are some options. And I know there's probably more than this, so feel free to leave those in the comments below. If you know of a certain website or something that's you feel would be like-minded, where people are using to connect, building some type of network of prepper groups or mags or just connections, go ahead and leave those in the description. One of them is one that I have. I have a private forum page. This is not with Facebook or YouTube or anything like that. I own it. I control it. Haven't done a whole lot with it, all right? It's set up. It's there. You can go and you can sign up. If it starts to really pick up, I can do more with it, and I'm capable of, in that forum, of setting up separate regional, local type groups. I can even make them private, so maybe like if you have a mag and you want your own group, we can set that up, and only the members in your mag can even have access to that. Anyways, there'll be a link to all these below in my description. That one is called thepreparedhomestead.freeforums.net. I know, a long title, but anyways, I'll leave a link to that in the description. Another one is one called freedomcells.org. Another Prepper YouTube has started that one, where they're trying to make a network of like-minded people. And another one is another fellow YouTuber, bearindependent.com. I'm sure many of you know who he is. I know him personally. Much bigger channel. Pretty good guy. His website does the same kind of thing. To me, it's not about promoting me. I don't care. I just want you folks to get connected. We can talk all day long about the craziness that's going on. I can make video after video because there's so much content every day. It's something, right? But at some point, I can talk to you about prepping, what kind of foods to do. I'm working on some videos this week showing certain gear, not like bug out gear, but I'm talking like self-sufficient homesteading stuff, like flour mills and dehydrators and that type of stuff that would be very handy. Wife and I are working on some other lists of things that you may not think about that you should probably be stocking up on. Those are great videos, but this kind of stuff, this is what you need to know. This is what you need to be working on. You need to be making connections. You need to be building relationships. And I want to do everything I can. If that ends up becoming the main focus of this YouTube channel, of doing everything I can with this platform, of helping you make connections with other people, or helping you get to an area where you feel more safe. Maybe you need to get out of Babylon. You need to get out of the city. I do have some connections and some numbers and stuff with realtors and places that here in the Ozarks. Once you get out of the Ozarks, it's not my expertise, but I do know quite a bit about here in the Ozarks. And I will do what I can to help you, because I believe the things that are happening, that's coming down the pike, are going to be quite serious. And the more we are spread out and the more we are disconnected, the much weaker that we are, and they know that. And we've got to start doing our thing now. There's also other things we can go into in the future, talking about ham radio, talking about shortwave radio. I can remember way back in the day listening to Patriot Radio on shortwave. There's things like that we need to start talking about. We can't just be dependent on YouTube and the internet and all that. We've been seeing the last few days how they like shutting us down. So let me know what you think of this. If you think it's a stupid idea and no one wants to do it, that's fine. I'll get rid of it. If you think it might work, start letting me know. I'll do what I can to put you into contact with other people like you all over the country, wherever you are. But let's get this going, folks. We have got to make connections. Been doing that here locally as much as I can. If you live anywhere you think near me, let me know. Trying to do some meetings right now, trying to work on finding a better meeting place. One of the downsides of living way out in the sticks, there's not a lot of meeting rooms available, unlike in the big cities. So right now, just trying to find a better meeting place, because it's getting cold and wet. And continually, monthly, having meetings of gathering kind of the flock out here and wherever you are, because we've got to come together, folks. All right, let me know what you think. While I'm at it, just before I get off here really quick, I've got some links down below of some products that if you purchase through those links, you're helping keep this channel going. There is a little bit of an expense here and there on doing this. I don't make lots of money at all. I make just a few dollars here and there, but it helps pay for certain things like, you know, this and the microphone I'm using and the better microphone I need to get. So if you want to use some of those affiliate links down below in the description, I would sure appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.